Well, good morning and welcome to Washington. Thank you all for coming to Washington. What an exciting time to be in the transportation business, and what an exciting time for AASHTO. You all have had extraordinary leadership over a long period of time, and in the 2 years that I've been in this job, we have, I think, worked very well with AASHTO, and we look forward to this important year in working together, because I think of our opportunities. This is the year. If we don't get something significant done this year, I think it will be very difficult beyond this year, just because next year is an election year. This is the time to do it, and you're all being here and having the opportunity to talk to your members of Congress and talk about some of these important issues is just critical. And the time that we'll have to spend together, I think, is time that we should strategize about the way forward. I don't know of another time in the history of transportation when there's been an administration or a president who has put forward as bold a plan as this president has. When you look at our budget for 2012, when you look at our budget that we hope that we can turn into a transportation bill, $550 billion over 6 years. I don't know of another time in the history of transportation any president has been so bold to put forth such a plan and such a big vision. It goes to the point that we believe in America we ought to be doing big things. And if you look at what our predecessors did by building the interstate highway system, by building the intercontinental railroad, by really putting focus on big things. I was in Nevada last year and helped dedicate the bridge between Arizona and Nevada. That's a big thing. That's what this generation, our generation, your generation needs to do for the next generation. And I believe that's what the president's vision is all about. The president has a big, bold vision for the next generation of transportation, the next generation of Americans, in terms of doing what our the people that were in positions to make things happen did for us. And we owe that to the next generation, and that is what this budget and this bill is about. This budget, which we believe and we hope will become our bill, is a 128% increase in transportation funding over 6 years. That's a big deal. In highway funding, it's a significant increase, over $300 billion. It's a big deal. And we also have a vision of the opportunities for people who have creative, innovative ideas to come directly to DOT, to work directly with DOT on big projects. We know the Highway Trust Fund is deficient because people are driving less, driving more fuel-efficient cars. That could be even exacerbated by what's going on in the Middle East and the price of a barrel of oil and all of those things. But if you look at what we've done over the last 2 years with our Tiger program and other programs where people have come to us with innovative, creative ideas, and we've helped them realize their dreams. That's what we want to do with this budget and with a transportation bill. I mentioned the infrastructure bank, which is $30 billion in the president's proposal. We're talking about creating transportation leadership awards. $32 billion for a competitive grant-making program. People would submit their program or their application, and it would be based on the merit of it and based on the opportunities and based on, again, how people are leveraging money. We need to pass a transportation bill this year, and I'm so pleased that Chairman Micah is on the same page with us on this. This is a jobs bill. Over the last 2 years, the stimulus money that came to DOT, $48 billion, we created about 15,000 projects and put 65,000 people to work. If it hadn't been for the stimulus, that would not have happened. So, all of this baloney and all of this nonsense that the stimulus didn't work is just that. The stimulus program worked, the transportation stimulus worked, work, and you all are the beneficiaries of it, and your friends and neighbors are the beneficiaries of it because they went to work. 15,000 projects, 65,000 people. It wouldn't happen without the stimulus money. And I want to thank all of you that were very helpful in making sure the money was spent correctly. You haven't read one story about any boondoggles, any sweetheart deals, or any earmarks. It didn't happen. Well, look, at an increase to the gas tax is not on the table. With unemployment at 9%, the President has said he doesn't want to raise the gas tax. And we do need to find ways to pay for this plan. And we're open to whatever suggestions AASHTO would like to make. But at this point, the President just believes that with the economy where it's at and so many people out of work, that it's very difficult to be proposing a gas tax. 35 states have accepted high-speed intercity rail money. 35. There's a lot of enthusiasm and energy and very good plans around the country for high-speed intercity rail. And I'm not going to, you know, I can cite you chapter and verse where, you know, just in the last 2 weeks, I don't know, I've probably received about half a dozen or more letters from either governors or senators that are ready. They have their plans ready. If there's more money made available, they're ready to get in. America is ready for high-speed intercity rail. And the fact that 35 states have accepted the money is proof of it. The only reason we turned down the Pennsylvania plan was because part of the tolls were going to be used for other things. If a state comes to us and says we want to build more capacity, we want to put a hot lane in, we want to put a couple of other lanes in, and toll, we're going to be very responsive to that. If a state comes to us, like the two states of Wisconsin and Oregon, their governors were here. I met with them last Sunday here in Washington, the governor of Washington, the governor of Oregon. They're building a bridge across the Columbia River, which is a great project. Part of the way they're going to pay for it is with tolls. I've met with the governor of Indiana and Kentucky. They're building a new bridge between the two states, and we've agreed that tolling has to be a part of that. Tolling has to be a part of the mix. You can raise a lot of money with tolls, and if states decide that's the way they want to go, we would not, as long as you're building more capacity. That's really what we're going to look at. I don't know every intimate detail about what's in this CR, and it would be better for me really not to say much more than that. I think everybody in Washington is happy that there's going to be a 2-week CR. Nothing good comes of a government shutdown, absolutely nothing good. And so we're going to, the administration will continue to work with the leaders in Congress to make sure that we move ahead.